Ling Feng curls his lips into a confident smile as he locks eyes with the female warrior and declares, "Come on, show me what you've got." The instant those words leave his mouth, Ling Feng activates his ability. A colossal orb of energy forms before him, its surface wrapped in blazing, eye-shaped flames that rotate endlessly as the sphere creeps forward. The female warrior remains completely unshaken. A golden radiance envelops her body, steady and calm. Without any dramatic movement, she simply lifts her hand and stretches it forward. At the very same moment, Ling Feng bursts into motion, charging straight at her and unleashing his attack. In response, the woman triggers her own skill. A massive spectral hand manifests in midair, clamping down on Ling Feng's attack and stopping it cold. On one side, Ling Feng pours out every ounce of strength he has left. On the other, the female warrior also pushes her power to its absolute limit. Ling Feng's condition rapidly worsens, his body trembling under the strain. At the same time, thin streams of blood begin to leak from the woman's eyes. In her heart, she tells herself, "I cannot lose. This is proof for my foster father." As that thought passes through her mind, the violent collision of their powers throws the surroundings into chaos. Space itself begins to twist, and like tears starts forming in midair. The moment our hero notices the expanding rupture, his face drains of color, pure fear written all over it. Within mere seconds, the spatial tier expands at an alarming rate. Ling Feng and the female warrior find themselves standing on opposite sides of the growing rift. Our hero shouts at the top of his lungs, "Ling Feng, get back now." He instantly activates his skill, sending iron chain-like constructs shooting toward the two of them. But at that very moment, Ling Feng is caught by the rift's terrifying pull. He roars in panic, "I can't move. This damn thing is draining my energy." Meanwhile, the chains from our hero's ability wrap tightly around the female warrior first. Seeing Ling Feng being dragged closer and closer to the rift, she frantically reaches both arms toward him, desperately trying to grab him and stop his fall. Seeing her actions, Ling Feng stares at her in shock and blurts out, "Tai Xin, you?" Without hesitation, the woman responds firmly, "Give me your hand." In just a few heartbeats, she manages to counter the suction force, yanking Ling Feng back toward herself. Suspended in midair for a brief moment, Ling Feng finally collapses into her arms. Their eyes meet. Ling Feng gives a weak smile and mutters, "Cough, that was incredible. You actually forced a spatial distortion point into existence." Suddenly, a system notification appears, "Spatial distortion point, a phenomenon that occurs when extremely concentrated energy collides within a confined space, temporarily collapsing the local spatial structure and generating a devastating suction force." After reading the notification and hearing Ling Feng's words, Tai Xin smiles faintly and replies, "It's not over yet. I endured your attack. Now, it's time to decide the winner." Hearing this, Ling Feng lets out a soft laugh, slowly shuts his eyes, and says, "I lost. Tai Xin, this move of yours, I acknowledge it completely." However, the consequences of their clash are far from over. The massive spatial rift continues expanding violently, unleashing fierce turbulence and howling winds across the battlefield. In the distance, the white-haired man, our hero, and the companion standing beside him observe the scene in stunned silence. Suddenly, our hero's expression shifts dramatically. His eyes widen as a brilliant yellow glow lights up the space in front of him. Moments later, a viscous, glowing liquid begins dripping from the rift, splashing heavily onto the ground below. At the same time, the key hanging at our hero's waist starts emitting an intense glow. Seeing this, our hero freezes for a split second. But above Ling Feng and Tai Xin, that same luminous liquid is about to fall straight toward them. Both of them react in shock. At that moment, the white-haired man yells in disbelief, "Spatial rifts? How can so many appear at once? Was this triggered by the energy fluctuations just now?" Simultaneously, a warning notification flashes on our hero's interface. Warning: dense, small-scale spatial rifts detected in the Black Rock Mountain Range. Threat level, reassessing. Number of rifts, 17, continuously increasing. Another alert immediately follows. Emergency mission activated. Warning: dense, small-scale spatial rifts detected in the Black Rock Mountain Range area. Forced recommendation: all nearby combat personnel must intervene immediately. Threat level, Level 3 regional disaster. Number of rifts, 25, continuously increasing. While our hero is still processing the alerts, the white-haired man shouts urgently, "Tai Xin, red-haired brat, retreat immediately. This is far beyond what you can handle. Leave now." After shouting those words, he suddenly falls silent, a strange smile forming on his face. At the same time, our hero activates his skill, dodging the falling liquid at high speed as he rushes toward Lingfeng and Tai Xin. A yellow barrier forms around the two of them. He places a hand on each of their shoulders and asks, "Lingfeng, can the flame dragon body still hold?" Lingfeng clenches his teeth and answers fiercely, "It'll do." Tai Xin calmly wipes the blood from her face, smiling as she says, "I'm fine." Hearing their responses, our hero turns back toward the battlefield, scanning everything in an instant before issuing rapid commands. Lingfeng, 5 rifts just opened on the left. The monsters haven't fully emerged yet. Suppress the exits with dragon breath. Tai Xin, 3 rifts ahead on the right. The rock layers beneath them are unstable. Collapse the terrain and seal them first. The moment he finishes speaking, both Lingfeng and Tai Xin charge forward. Lingfeng laughs loudly and shouts, "Brats, big brother's here." As he speaks, he unleashes his skill. With a single attack, 4 to 5 monsters are erased instantly. On the other side, our hero also dives into battle. After advancing some distance, our hero turns back and calls out to his companion, "Lingxi, directly overhead the largest rift. Demonic energy concentration is at its peak. Use Elemental Forbidden Zone." Hearing the order, Lingxi raises her staff high and begins chanting. Moments later, the spell activates. Elemental Forbidden Zone Level 6S creates a sealed elemental domain. Elemental crystals rain down upon the area, triggering chained explosions and inflicting massive damage on enemies. Icy, crystal-like fragments begin falling from the sky. At the same time, our hero draws his weapon and charges straight into the swarm of monsters ahead. One strike after another, his weapon cleaves through them cleanly, splitting bodies apart. Then, he presses 2 fingers to the ground and activates another skill. A surge of yellow light erupts, instantly incinerating every monster in front of him. Watching everything unfold from afar, the white-haired man is completely dumbfounded. They didn't hesitate even for a second, from the moment the rifts appeared to launching a full counterattack. It took them less than 5 seconds. As our hero continues cutting down enemies, he shouts again, "Lingfeng." 3 more rifts on the left flank suppress them with dragon breath. The white-haired man watches Lingfeng closely and thinks, how can he be so certain that the Shen family kid still has strength left? The flame dragon body has already faded by more than half. He can barely stay standing. That kid doesn't have spare power, and yet, even if it drains him completely, he will still execute the command without hesitation. His trust in Zhu Yi's orders is absolute, his execution perfect. A 4-man squad, with an average level below 30, yet they slaughter monsters with the precision of a war machine, and that holy class warrior Zhu Yi is even more terrifying. Every skill he uses doesn't just kill enemies, it flawlessly fills the gaps between his teammates' attacks. His movement path appears ordinary, but in reality, he is constantly maintaining a triangular formation. The 2 melee fighters Lingfeng and Tai Xin are always within instant support range, while the mage remains positioned in the safest long-range zone. As the white-haired man continues thinking, Lingfeng keeps annihilating everything around him. Once more, our hero issues a precise command, "Lingfeng, Second rift on the left front upper right, 3 inches offset red energy point dragon breath. Even while immersed in brutal close combat, he continues monitoring the entire battlefield and issuing pinpoint commands. High-intensity melee combat, full field observation, tactical command simultaneously. What kind of monstrous multitasking ability does this require? This is absolutely not something a level 30 young man should possess. Has he commanded Legion-scale battles before? No, his age doesn't match. Then there's only one explanation: relentless, hellish training, day after day, forging him into this. On one side, our hero continues his ruthless slaughter. On the other, the battle shows no sign of ending as the chaos rages on without pause.